So after seeing the girls up close and spoken to some of them, I will eventually have to change my top 20 pre-arrival list that I published about a week ago. I don't know if you guys saw that. But after the press junket and also after the preliminaries and the national costume show, which will take place tomorrow night, some of the girls on my top 20 list will probably drop like flies, and then some who are not on my list will definitely shoot to the top. So I will make a revised list this Saturday after the preliminaries and the national costume show. Anyway, so here are my impressions of some of the girls that I thought looked great in photos, but in person they kind of look average, or even with all that makeup. So anyway, my first on the list is Chile. I know she's only 18, and she kind of looks very mature in some of her photos, but in person she actually looks like a little girl playing adult dress up. Those are the notes that I put on my sheet. Next stop is Australia. Australia, she's tall, that's it, no big deal. Bangladesh. Okay, so supposedly she's the first ever girl from her country to represent, Bangladesh in Miss Universe pageant, and she's very pretty in photos. She's very photogenic. She's very telegenic, on TV, and she's also actually in person. She's pretty from a distance, but I noticed that she has some scars in her face, and which sort of like turned me off. And I said, okay, bye Bangladesh. Next one is Belgium. Belgium, she's just your typical average, ordinary Asian girl. Canada, she looks washed out with her new hair color, which is red, I think, or kind of like pinkish reddish. And she's also pale. I kind of like prefer her when she won her national title. I think she had like darker hair. And with dark hair, even though if you have pale skin, your face really stands out. So anyway, she's off my list. Next girl is Croatia. The way I defined her is Croatia is a little person with a harsh face. Yeah, those exactly are my words. A little person with a harsh face. Sorry. So the next girl is Iceland. Iceland looks like a little girl lost in a hotel casino. She's very pretty, but she's just too young. I mean, she looks young, and she was giving me this very young ingenue type of energy, which is okay in maybe a teen competition, but not for Miss Universe. Next one is Indonesia. Indonesia, Frederica, honestly, she kind of looks plain without makeup. She's prettier with makeup, and she's also a very great speaker. She speaks English very fluently. I actually did an interview with her during the Press Junket event, and I adore her. I think she's gonna be in top 10. Now Mexico up close looks like Jimena Navarrete, Miss Universe for Mexico 2010, but in a not so good version. She had heavy light foundation on her face, and the shade did not really match the rest of her skin, so I thought, adios Mexico. Next stop is South Africa. So I don't see why this girl is being hyped. I mean, I know she's intelligent, she's eloquent, she's smart, she's very stylish, but she's not really impressing me like on the looks department. Sorry, South Africa. Uruguay. Uruguay is one of the two girls that Osmel Souza prepared for Miss Universe. This girl, I'm sorry, but what was she thinking? I mean, was she going to a nightclub or something? I mean, she didn't even have. I mean, I'm sorry, if she didn't even have her sash on, I would have never guessed that she was Miss Uruguay, and I would have guessed that she was probably one of the Miss Universe organization interns. Sorry. Kenya. Kenya, you know what? She could be Lou Sierra's granddaughter, but more timid and kind of like have low energy level. Okay, that's it for that category. Okay, so now let's talk about the favorites. When I say the favorites, these are the girls that appear on basically everyone's list, the girls who have the highest chances of placing or even winning the crown. So let's start with Thailand. Poinsida Juan. Poinsida has the most beautiful skin. She's very articulate. She's very tall. She's just warm, bubbly, and very personable. And I sort of like caught her off guard when I asked the same question that I asked the other girls before. And the question was, besides yourself, who do you think will make the top 5? And her response was that she would love to see Miss South Africa, Japan, Vietnam, Puerto Rico, and herself. So I asked the question, all in good fun, and I told Poinsida that it's time for Thailand to win its 3rd crown, and I thought she was very touched by that remark. So I really wish her the best of luck, and honestly, she's still my favorite for the Miss Universe crown. Next stop is Philippines. Philippines, Gazina Granados has the most beautiful face. She was wearing this lovely, exquisite dress made of native, natural fabric, and she was also wearing this gorgeous pair of stiletto heels, which really made her legs very defined and very sexy. And she speaks very well. Actually, her communication skills has improved tremendously, through time. And as soon as she entered the room, the press just mobbed her. All the members of the press, or at least most members of the press, just gathered around her and talked to her, took pictures, took videos and stuff and everything. And she was just fabulous, and she's definitely one of those popular girls in the competition. And I can see her easily being in the top 5. And who knows, possibly win a back-to-back victory for the Philippines. So another favorite for the crown is Miss Colombia. Okay, Colombia, she didn't appear at the press junket, but I saw her up close outside the ballroom and after her preliminary interview, and when she was interviewed by the Spanish language outlets. I mean, she's very tall, she's very elegant, but for some reason I'm not sensing her aura at all. So she needs to work on that, during the preliminary competition. Another girl that really impressed me is Great Britain, Emma Jenkins. Emma has the most flawless skin. I just felt very comfortable being with her or being close to her. And she speaks with a cute Welsh accent, and she has a very good aura overall. She's very tall, and she can easily make the top 10. Now, another one of my favorites is India, Vartika Singh. Now, Vartika, she's actually very petite, but she has the most stunning face and amazing speaking skills. Basically, everyone loves her. Everybody wanted to talk to her, greet her, say hello to her, take pictures of her, etc. Unfortunately, I did not have a chance to speak to her because one media outlet, I forgot its name, it was one of those Spanish-speaking media outlets, decided to monopolize her for nearly half an hour. And because of the time constraint, she was quickly whisked away from the room to prep her for her preliminary interview. So I was kind of a bit disappointed, when that happened, because I really would have wanted to have spoken to her and also have taken a selfie with her. But anyway, she's right now she's in my top 5. Another girl, Vietnam. Vietnam, she's okay. She's ordinary looking. I mean, she's very tall, she's very stylish, and I think she's the most stylish, the most fashionable girl in the competition. But she is competing in a beauty pageant, not a modeling competition. I just don't see her winning Miss Universe this year. Next girl is Brazil. Now, Brazil, she's very bubbly, she's very beautiful. I do love her short hair. And also the Brazilian fans are very strong and loud this year. There's a big Brazilian community in Atlanta, so I think they're all gonna come in droves to support Miss Brazil, Julia Orta. Now, next girl is USA. Now, USA, I didn't like her hair pulled back in a bun, but definitely she's much prettier in person, and she is a great talker. She's very articulate, and she's wonderful. She could be your best friend or anybody's girlfriend. But my only concern is that she's a little short, and she's not tall enough for Miss Universe. Next girl is France. France looked very chic with some grease on her hair, but honestly, she looks much better in pictures and on TV than in person. I actually did an interview with her, in French. So the next one is Venezuela. Okay, let's just say she's the least pretty delegate coming from Venezuela. I'm sorry to say that, but if she didn't have the Miss Venezuela sash on, the press probably would just ignore her. Sorry, Venezuela.